today, inshallah, we are going to complete our talk about the perfect competition market. In the last class, we determined the break-even point, shutdown point, and equilibrium point. And we said that MC, a VC, ATC. We said that the break-even point is the minimum point at ATC, because this is the break-even point, and this point, the minimum AVC, is the shutdown point. And we said also that if the equilibrium price was above ATC, price equals MR equals demand curve. If the price was, here's the equilibrium point. We said that if the price was above ATC, here we have a profits, right? We have an economic profits. If the price was tangent to the minimum ATC here we have a break even, right? If the price was in between here, between ATC and AVC, which is above AVC and lower or less than ATC, here we have an economic loss, and we advise the business to keep working, right? If the price was tangent the minimum ATC, or the price equals minimum ATC, here is the shutdown point, which means the business is free to go on or to stop working. If the price is below AVC, here the business should shut down or close down, right? Now, in the perfect competition market, I have a question, which is, how is the price determined in the perfect competition market? We said that the business in the perfect competition market is a price taker, not a price maker, which means if the price in the market equals 5 shekels per unit, all producers or sellers will sell the product with the same price. And it changes in the prices, or they cannot control. One producer will be unable to control the prices, right? Tamam? Tamam. Now, how can the price determine in the market? The market equilibrium price, or the equilibrium price, how can the prices determine the market? The price in the perfect competition market is determined due to demand and supply curves, right? So, here we will talk about the business itself and the market equilibrium price and quantities here. Here, we are talking about the market as a whole and the business that works under the perfect competition market. So, here, here's the business, the market, price, and the quantity. And here's the business, or the company, the business, or the company that works under the perfect competition market, under the perfect competition market. And here's the market. Let us talk about the price or an example. Oh. supply and demand for this types of bins here. Master, right? E, the price for this type is determined in the market due to demand and supply. And let us assume that the price of this unit, the price per unit of this type equals 3 shekels. 3 shekels. And the quantity sold in the market as a whole equals 20,000 units for all the market here, right? And let me assume that I want to come to this market to sell the same products, identical, homogeneous, and I tend to sell this product in the market, to open a new company, to open a new business, to establish a new business, to sell the same product in the market. What will happen here? Well, how much is the selling prices in this case? بكم لازم أبيع؟ 3, because in the market I cannot control the prices. So here, Q, prices. If I want to sell 1 unit, how much is the price? What? 3. 2 units, 3. No, 3 for per unit. So here the price is determined here. The same prices. P equals MR equals demand curve. This is the demand curve for what? For the business that works under the perfect competition market. مش هيك حكينا؟ So 3 shekels. And let me assume that I want to sell 600 units. If I want to sell 800 units, I have to sell it with the same prices, the same equilibrium price. Decreasing or increasing the quantity means that I have to sell it under the same prices with no differences, right? Because I cannot control the market. As a small business, which means atomicity. تمام? Now, how can the price increases or decreases for the perfect competition business? If demand as a whole increases in the market, what will happen? The price will go up. So let us assume that the demand for this type of flow master increases. This is D1, and the demand increases to D2, from D1 to D2. We have ceteris paribus. We have a new equilibrium point, right? Which is E2. This is E1 and E2. How much is the new equilibrium price? Let us assume it becomes 5 shekels. Now, what is the price that the company or the business that works under the perfect competition market sell or use in this case? It should use the same new market price, the same new equilibrium price. So the new equilibrium price for the perfect competition company will be the same here. Here we have a new demand curve for the business that works under the perfect competition market, right? With the new prices, which means this business that works under the perfect competition market is a price taker. Yeah. So here we're talking price 1, MR1, D1, price 2 MR2, D2. The price goes up to 5. So here the new price is 5. Right? What will happen if supply increased in the market? Here, if supply increased, what will happen? Another assumption. The assumption here is, here we have the equilibrium price or the equilibrium point. This is the original situation, E1. If there is a profit in the market, if there is a profit, let us assume that there is a profit in the market. Tamam? If there is a profit, this will encourage new producers to enter the market because there is a free entry, free exit from the market. If there is profit, this will encourage new producers and new sellers to enter the market. What will happen to supply? Increases. So if there is a profit, if there is profit, you're talking about economic profits, right? This will encourage this. What? Encourage new producers, new sellers to enter the market. What will happen here? Supply increases and shifts right from at the market here. This will increase supply. Supply will shift right. Then supply shifts right. Supply curve shifts right. Here S1, D1, supply shifts one. Supply shifts right here. From S1 to S2, right? This would encourage new producers to enter the market. The price will, we have a new equilibrium point, which is E2. The price goes down in the market. صح? So the price of the market went down to, let us assume to 2 shekels. What is the new price for the perfect competition company? Goes down as well. صح? So 2 P2 equals MR2 equals D2. So the price for the business that works at the perfect competition market will go down as well. As there is a profit, this would encourage new producers to enter the market once again. طول ما في profits والناس بتعدي بيجي ببسط وبقعد. What will happen to the prices? حنضلنا نمشي لحد ما نوصل break even. كل ما السبلاي بيزيد, as their profits, new producers will enter the market. Supply shifts right. The price شو بيصير فيه? Goes down. شو بيصير في profits? Goes down as well. صح? In the long term, we will have a break even only. في البرفكت competition market, in the short run ممكن يكون في عندنا break even, ممكن يكون عندنا loss or profits. But in the long term, we have a break even only. طيب, in the short run, let us assume that there is profits. Here, loss. according to our assumption here, let us assume that the business that works under the perfect competition market faces a loss. Or here's the original prices. And in the market, the business that works in the perfect competition market, you are here. You are the perfect competition market. Companies that work under the perfect competition market. Into. If there is a loss in the market, شو بتعملي؟ تفتح الباب وبتطلعي برا السوق. مظبوط؟ So as there is a loss, the sellers will go out from the market. What will happen to supply in the market? And let us assume that this is the perfect competition market and you are the sellers. If there is a loss in the market, what will happen? You will leave the market. As part of the sellers will go out from the market or went out from the market, what will happen to supply here in this market? Goes down. So supply shifts left. What will happen to the prices? Exactly. So here, the opposite case here. So if there is a loss, this would discourage, or the current suppliers or sellers or the producers to exit from the market. So supply shifts went down and the supply curve shifts left. So here, supply shifts left to S2. And the current suppliers or the current sellers will leave the market. Right? Here's the idea. Tamam? So, supply shifts left. The price goes up to 4. And then, as there is a loss, once again, part of the sellers, the current sellers, will shift or will leave the market once again to S3, to S4, until the break-even is restored here. صح؟ كل ما بيطلعوا ناس برا السعر بيطلع. صح؟ مظبوط؟ شو بصير في البروفيتس بتزيد؟ هي أو اللوس بيقل. Here we have a loss. Increasing the prices بتعمل decreasing في اللوس. صح؟ مظبوط؟ As the price goes up, انت كنت خسران 100 صرت خسران 80 صرت خسران 70 كل ماله اللوس بينزل. صح؟ In the long term, in the long run, we have a break even. Only. Here we are talking about the perfect competition market. If we have a lot of profits, new producers will enter the market, new sellers will enter the market. هذا بيزيد number of sellers. So supply increases, the price goes down. هذا الopposite case. اللي هو هذا الحالة هيك. تمام؟ So profits goes down until in the long term we have a break even. So here we have two cases. In the short run, if the company that works under the perfect competition market starts in a break even, for long term a break even. إذا في profits, شو بصير? Supply increases, the price goes down, break even for long run. Sorry, for long term. If there is a loss, part of the sellers will leave the market, supply decreases, the price goes up until the break-even is restored here, right? So, in the perfect competition market, we have three cases. In the short run, and one case only in the long term. In the short run, there might be a profits, or the perfect competition business or company might achieve profits, loss, or faces profits, loss, or break even in the short run. But in the long run, we have one case only, which is a break even. Right? تمام؟ مين مش فاهمين؟ مين عنده مشكلة؟ If there is a loss, what will happen? Part of the producers or the sellers will leave the market. تمام؟ شو اللي صار؟ Supply shifts left. شو صار في البرايسز؟ هاي السعر طلع شوي. شو صار في حجم اللص؟ The long term بضلوا يقل اللص decreases until the break even is restored. تمام؟ إذن هيك in the long term we have a break even only. بس تمام؟ نشوف 3 cases واحدة منهم جاية بالشغل الامتحان. يلا نغششكم. So, in the perfect competition market, the business might achieve profits, break even and loss, but in the long term we have a break even only. Here we have the business, the market, Q, price, D1, S1, E1, P1, Q1. This is the market equilibrium price, or the equilibrium price for the market as a whole, for the perfect competition market. تمام? And here is the perfect competition business. And the price, perfect competition business or company. Okay? BCC, business. Price equals MR equals demand curve 1, 1, 1. And the price is here is P1. We have 3 cases in the short run. This is the case number 1. According to our assumption, or we will assume that this business faces a profits or achieves profits in the short run. هذا الكيس رقم 1. Number 1. In the short run, will business achieves profits, which means that the price is bigger than average total cost. Price is bigger than ATC. Here's the marginal cost. AVC and ATC. Where's the equilibrium point? The equilibrium occurs when marginal revenue equals the marginal cost. صح? Here. This is the equilibrium point. صح? Where's the break-even point? Here. Right? Where's the shutdown point? Here. Right? To determine if we have a profits or loss or break-even, we have to take a vertical distance, vertical line from the equilibrium point to ATC here. صح؟ مظبوط؟ إذا طالع فوق ده يطلع وراه. Here we have the average total cost الأول. The price is bigger than ATC. So here we have what? Profits or loss or break even. The price is bigger than ATC. سعر بنبيع فيه أعلى من متوسط تكلفة الوحدة علينا. Profits. يكلمك profits. ناسيين. ناسيين صح؟ طيب. So here we have profits in the short run. What will happen as there is a profit? This will encourage new sellers to enter the market. صح? What will happen? Supply shifts right. مظبوط? As there are profits, new producers will enter the market. Supply increases. Supply shifts right. خلينا نقول هيك. Supply will shift right to S2. What will happen to price? We have a new equilibrium point, E2, right? With smaller prices, with less prices to P2. Here. Here's the new price. صح؟ then صار عندي هذا هيك. This is the new price. The new equilibrium price هو اللي بتبيع فيه المؤسسة. صح؟ مظبوط؟ طبعا هذا بعد يعني it changes more than a time في السبلاي. بضل السبلاي يشمله increases. معي ولا مش معي؟ supply بضل يزيد. As their profits, supply will increase until لوين؟ هاي البرايس صار هنا P2 equals MR2 equals D2. هذا وين صار عندي هذا؟ لحد البريك ايفن. يعني بضلوا البرايس هنا ينزل هيك طول ما السبلاي as long as supply increases and shifts right, the price goes down until the equilibrium, until the break even is restored here. لما بصير البرايس تنجنت مع المينيمم ATC. صح؟ مش قلنا هيك بيكون؟ Break even in the long term. In the short term, here we have three cases. Profit, which is the original, this is here the case. Profits, the price is bigger than ATC. In the long term, شو صار؟ Break even. طيب خلينا نشوف انه في عندنا loss. وين البرايس بيكون؟ Exactly. تحت ال ATC. نشوف. Here's the first case. شو الاناليسيس بدنا نحكي فيه؟ انه the original price is here. The price is above ATC. Here we have an economic profits. As there is an economic profits, this would encourage new producers to enter the market. Supply increases and shifts right. So the price, we have a new equilibrium price here. To B2, the price goes down. Here we have a new price, P2. We still have a profits here. As there is a still profits here, this would encourage new producers to enter the market. Supply shifts right once again. The price here E3, price P3 here. The price here, the origin or the last case in the long term, the price will be tangent to the minimum ATC. This is the first case. So in the long term, in the short run here we have profits, or the business generates profits in the short run, but in the long term we have break even. The second case, let us assume that the business faces a loss in the short run, and what will happen in the long run, right? Yes. So here, this is the first case. Let's go to the second case. The second case, we will assume that the business or the company that works in the perfect competition market faces a loss in the short run. The business faces a loss in the short run. What will happen in the long term when we talk about here about the perfect competition company? So here's the short run and loss for the perfect competition business that works, or yes, the perfect competition business. And here's for the market, and here's for the business, PCC. And here's the market. Perfect competition market, price and quantity. D1, S1, E1, the price is P1, and the quantity here for the market as a whole, Q1. As the business that works in the, or the company here that works in the perfect competition market is a price taker, not a price maker. PQ, PMC, MR, D curve, and AVC, ATC. Here, these are the variables or the factors will be drawn here. The price here will be here. Price. The price that can the company sell. P1 equals MR1 equals D1. The assumption here is we have a loss, which means that the price will be less than ATC. صح؟ مين قال لازم يكون البرايس ولا ATC؟ The price is less than ATC. تمام. So here is the marginal cost. And here's AVC. And here's ATC. نمشي حاله أي ATC. وين النقطة اللي بصير عندها بريك ايفن؟ هيها. وين الشت داون؟ هيها. أقل رقم في الاي في سي بيكون هو الشت داون بوينت. تمام؟ Where's the price here? Price. هذا P1. Where's the equilibrium point when MR equals MC? Hey, MR equals MC. This is the equilibrium point, E1. To determine if we have a break-even, loss, or profits, we have to take vertical distance from E1 to ATC. صح؟ هيصار هذا هيك، هذا P1 وهذا ATC. صح؟ مظبوط؟ So which means that the average total cost per unit is bigger than the selling price per unit, which means that we have a loss by this rectangle here. تمام؟ طيب. Here we have a loss. As there is a loss in the market, the current part of the sellers اللي هم مش عندهم صمود اصلا في السوق بقول لك ايش اضلني قاعد اخسر، بروح بسحب حاله بروح. طبعا في ناس بتصمد، الكبار بصمدوا. تمام؟ وايش بيسوي؟ بيفتح الباب وبطلع. تمام؟ No barriers. Which means supply will shift left, supply will decline. So here we can say the supply will shift left. supply shifts left to S2. We have a new equilibrium price to E2. We have a new price, P2. The same price will the company take. هذا السعر صار الجديد اللي بتبيع فيه مين؟ البزنس اللي هو P2. The same price, the same as the market price, equilibrium prices. وهذا P2 equals MR2 equals D2. We still have loss. هيو خذوا equilibrium جديد واطلع هيك لسه في loss. هيو بالمساحات. مظبوط؟ We still have a loss. Additional part of sellers will go out, will leave the market. صح؟ حيضلهم يطلعوا لوين نوصل؟ لحد ما نوصل هذا، شايفين هذا المينيمم ATC يصير هذا البرايس عنده. هي حنيجي زي هيك، ها. حنيجي للنقطة هذه هيك. راح يكون هنا. To S3. Here we have the price P3. P3. شو اللي صار؟ هذا صار P equals ATC, which is break even in the long term. صح؟ مظبوط؟ So here هذا P3 equals MR3 equals D3, which is the equilibrium in the long term. طب إذا بدينا break even تنتهي in the short run, in the long run بتنتهي ببريك even. هو إذا بعد profits في اللونج ران بيروح على وين؟ وهذا بنشوفه في مجتمعنا. روح افتح دكان في حارة. 3 مليون دكان بتصير في الحارة. مظبوط؟ صح ولا لا؟ روح افتح بسطة في أي مكان. بتلاقي 3000 بسطة بصير يقول لك بس أنا بس بدي أبيع وأسلك البضاعة وأتعادل وخلاص بريك even. تمام؟ هي اللي بصير. في الأجل القصير ممكن المؤسسة اللي بتشتغل في السوق المنافسة الكاملة ممكن يكون تحقق أرباح. لو شفنا واحد يعني السوق هلقيت فيه أرباح، هلقيت أنتوا هاي السوق وفي ربح. اللي قاعد برا مش لاقي شغلانة ولقاكم بتبيعوا أقلام هيك ورب بتربحوا. تبعين بسطات الدخان. تبعين بسطات الدخان، اللي مش لاقي شغلانة بيجيب بسطة الدخان وبقعد. هلقيتها طول ما في بروفيتس الناس اللي قاعدة برا بتخش على السوق. ايش بصير في العرض في الانتاج في الكثير هذا؟ ايش بصير؟ بيضطروا عشان يبيع اللي عنده نزل العرض، نزل العرض زاد والسعر نزل. بعد اشهر بعد ايام في اللونج تيرم بنوصل لانه نتعادل، بصير بيع بسعر التكلفه. برايس بيساوي ATC. طب لو كنا بنخسر جزء من الناس بيطلع برا، السبلاي بيقل، البرايس بيطلع، بنوصل لبريك ايفن في الاجل الطويل. ذاتس ات. وصلت ولا لا؟ لا اذا كنا في بريفيتس البرايس اعلى من الاي تي سي حيضلوا ينزل لحد ما يوصل للمينيمم اي تي سي. لو كان البرايس تحت الاي تي سي حيضلوا يطلع نوصل لبريك ايفن. Let's go to determine the equilibrium shutdown point and the break even point using equations, formulas. العودة company for baskets or العمل, whatever the name, regardless, sells baskets. Here are the quantity sold, and this company works in the perfect competition market. Quantity 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 here. And this business works in the perfect competition market in the short run, which means it might face a loss, break even, or profits, right? And we have the following formulas. The total cost per unit equals, or the total cost for the whole production equals 50 plus 3q squared plus 2q. This is the given total cost function. And the price, the selling price equals 14 shekels. Calculate the following. Total fixed cost, total variable cost under different quantities. Then نجيب TFC والTVC والTC. Total revenue, marginal revenue, marginal cost, AVC, AFC, ATC, AVC, ATC, AFC. Number two, a different quantity sold here. This is number one. Number two, determine the equilibrium quantity. Determine or calculate the equilibrium quantity. Or that the quantity that maximizes the profits for this business. At this quantity, at equilibrium, is there profits or loss or break even? But let's before calculate the total fixed cost, total variable, and these factors or these variables in this industry or for this company. As you see here, the total cost function is, total cost has two parts, TC equals TFC plus TVC. This part, 50, is fixed, the total fixed cost, which means if the quantity produced or sold equals 0, this is the total fixed cost. And the total variable cost is the second part here. So the function here, we have two functions. TFC equals 50. That's it. At the Q equals 0. TVC function plus 3 quantity square plus 2Q. This is the TVC. صح? How much is the AVC function? طبعا انا بقدر اعمل اشتغل الشغل هذا كله هالقد حسابات الاي في سي والتي في سي والهيك صح؟ طب الاي في سي فانكشن شو بتطلع؟ اي في سي فانكشن اي في سي ايكوالز تي في سي اوفر كيو ايكوالز هذا على كيو صح؟ 3q square over q plus 2q over q. So AVC function equals q مع q بضل q 3q plus 2. This is the AVC function. صح؟ طب المارجنال كوست function MC. A change in total cost over change in the Q or change in TVC over change in the Q. عمل تفاضل للدالة. شفت الدالة هاي الفانكشن هذا بنعمله تفاضل in terms of Q regarding Q. بصير عندنا MC marginal cost equals اخذته differentiation هذا التفاضل 100%. هذا التفاضل بصير زيرو حد الثابت الفيكست هذا تفاضله 0. بعدين 2 times 3 times q raised to the power 2 minus 1 6q. إذا هكا 0 بلس 2 في 3 q 6q بلس 2. طبعا هذا raised to the power 1 صح؟ إذا هنا الام سي equals 6q بلس 2 صح؟ طب الام ار نعم؟ لأنه هو المارجنال كوست شو بيساوي؟ change in شو يعني change in total cost over change in Q؟ تفاضل ده للتوتال كوست بالنسبة للكيو. هيك اسمه، هيك معناه. التشينج هو التغير. هو الديفرنشيشن عبارة عن شو؟ هو التغير. احنا في مشكلة عندنا في التدريس بناخذ تفاضل بس مش فاهمين ايش معناه. صح؟ هذه مشكلة التدريس. هو التشينج وبس. اختزال. المرحلة الثانية ايش وضعه؟ طب اعملوا له تفاضل لهذا بيطلع 6. يعني انا عندي مرحلة أولى ومرحلة ثانية ومرحلة ثالثة. بس احنا بدنا لازم المنتاليتي تبعت يعني انا لازم نفهم اللوجيك تبعه قبل ما نروح على اعمل تفاضل وليش. تمام؟ طيب marginal revenue in the perfect competition market MR equals the price. Or MR equals change in total revenue over change in Q. طب total revenue شو بيساوي؟ price في Q. اعمل لها تفاضل بالنسبة للكيو بتطلع P. صح؟ مظبوط؟ طيب الآن let's calculate the total fixed cost, total variable cost, total cost وكل ال variables هذه. TFC TVC TC total revenue MC MR AVC AFC ATC AFC AVC ATC. مركزين معي؟ TFC is fixed at different quantities. هاي خففتي. TVC we can calculate it either TC minus TFC well it should be calculated. TVC either أنا بقول بعوض بالسبستيوشن بالمعادلة هذه صح؟ For the first value TVC equals plus 3 بيجي هيك TVC for the first point here TVC at Q equals 0 how much is it? بقول TVC equals plus 3 times Q 0 square plus 2 times 0 هذا أول واحد صح؟ راح يطلع 0 at Q equals 1 عند Q بيساوي 1 قديش TVC؟ هاي عوض في المعادلة هيك 3 في 1 تربيع سكوير لا 3 في اوكي 3 بلس 2 equals 5 صح؟ طيب what else? At Q equals 2 here. How much is TVC? 2 square 4 times 3 12 plus 4 16. طبعا هذا كله صار سهل لقيت بس اخلص هذا بعبي كل الجدول صح؟ طيب a 3 square here 9 في 3 27 و6 قديش؟ 33 and hertz then 100 واحد okay what about total cost TVC plus TFC 50 55 66 83 106 135 170 100 or 211. What about total revenue? The price is fixed. As we are talking about the perfect competition market, the price is fixed at different quantities. So price times the quantity. So the price here, the total revenue equals the price, which is here 14. 14 times 0, 14 times 1, 14, 28, 30, 42, how much is it? Total revenue 14 في 4 قديش؟ 40. Then the last point. طيب, what about the marginal cost? It can calculated by using this formula. تعويض مباشر في marginal cost function. صح؟ Or إنه change في total cost. Or change في variable cost. Or change in Q. صح؟ طب نجرب. Let's try the first point here. 55 minus 50 over 1 minus 0. 5. 2 here. 11. طب جربونا عند 2 بيطلع مظبوط. Using this formula. MC equals 6 في 2. So there is a problem here. فهي 14 شايفين؟ Change in TVC قديش هذا؟ هذا 76. هذا تكون 76 غلط فيها. مش لحظة شوية ارجع مظبوط. TC 16. طب change في TVC لحظة لا في مشكلة. Change في TVC 5 minus 0 over 1 minus 0 5. هذا مظبوط 5. طيب اللي بعده 16 minus 5 11. Where is the problem here? Change in TVC, the same result. Change نعم. وين المشكلة؟ فيها أنا خطأ في الأرقام؟ الأمسي هذا 2. أي استنى شوي وين لا بزبطش فيش تشينج أصلا ما فيش تشينج there is no change نرجع للفانكشن أنا أشوف change in TC 6Q زائد 2 لا مزبوطة Q0 طب هذا مزبوط طب اعملوا calculations للTC using the formula بنات TC خلينا نعمل الفورمولا هيك TC at Q equals 1 نشوف الTC قديش بيطلع نشوف TC 50 plus 3 في Q تربيع 1 square plus 2 في 1 TC 50 plus 3 plus 2 مظبوط طب اللي بعدها هذه قديش مظبوط. لو على التي سي هيك 50 زائد 3 في كيو تربيع كيو سكوير 2 تربيع بلس 2 في 2 50 زائد 12 زائد 4 66. طيب اشتغلوا عادي على شو اسمه هذا، على الشغل، لا على الشغل هذا في التشينج هذا. تمام. بدنا نشتغل تعبئة الجدول على زي ما تعلمنا قبل، بس هليت هذا بدي استفيد منها، بس هي الفانكشن مضبوطه، لانه اعملوا تشينج في التي في سي او تشينج في التوتال كوست ذا سيم ريزلت، تطلع بنفس الفورمولا هذا. عبي على هيك، بس عبي الجدول زي ما تعلمنا في الاول، بس هذه الفورمولا اللي لقيت الفانكشن هذا راح استخدمه في شيء ثاني. ماشي؟ طيب اذا هيك عندنا ام سي تشينج في تي سي قديش هذا 66 how much is it 10 83 minus 66 over 3 minus 2 قديش هذا؟ نعم. لا بديش اوصل لللوجيكال ريزلتس، بس هذا لازمالي في شيء ثاني لقيت. قديش؟ 17 اللي بعده 7 23 and then 29 then 200 7 35 41. طيب MR equals the price. How much is the price? 14. Okay. AVC TVC over Q. TVC 5 over 1 5. 16 over 2 8. 33 11. 114 and then 1 7 20. How much is it? Sorry, قديش؟ $23. تمام. ATC or AFC 50 over 1 50 25 اللي بعده 50 over 3 16.6 and then 12.5 and then 10 and then 8.3. The last point 7.14. Okay, ATC, the summation of AVC plus AFC 55 25 32 33 27.6 26.5 half 27 28.3 and the last 30.14. طيب determine the shutdown point. Where's the shutdown point? Where is it? the minimum value or the minimum AVC هي shut down point. هاي وين راحت ال AVC؟ هاي at Q equals 1. Where's the break-even point? The minimum ATC. يعني لو ما شفت price بيساوي total revenue equals total cost بشوف المينيمم ATC. Where's the minimum ATC? How much is it? هذا. At Q equals 4. تمام؟ طيب. MC. طيب. Where is the equilibrium point? At MR equals MC. When MR equals MC? I think انه ما فيش في الداتا هذا. عشان هيك برجع للفورمولا. بقول the quantity when بصير يقول لك at the quantity achieve that achieves the equilibrium at MR equals MC. The equilibrium occurs when MR equals MC. هذا الفورمولا اللي اسمت لي. لأنه الداتا الموجودة أصلاً هان مش مغطية. طيب so MR اللي هو قد هي MC 6Q plus 2 equals MR اللي هو هذا 14. صح؟ So 6Q equals 14 minus 2. 6Q equals 12. Hence Q equals 2. خلاص إذن at Q equals 2 هان وكأنه بقول لك هذه منطقة equilibrium.
طب ايش المنطقة اللي ما يتساويش بالجدول؟
ممكن جدا. قد يكون احنا مركبين ارقام غلط. لانه صحيح انا ركبت السؤال هالجيت يعني عند ابو حمزة دقيقة. تمام؟ يعني ما اخذت actual data واشتغلت عليها. يمكن ماليش شافنا ابو حمزة اقل من ثانية هيك ركبت السؤال اللي اتعامل معه. المهم الايديا. تمام؟ لو ما لقيت مثلا بيانات في الاي تي سي الاصل ان الارقام تكون مضبوطه. تمام؟ يعني لو اخذت اكشوال داتا بتطلع الامور مضبوطه. المهم الايديا بدي اشتغل عليها. تمام؟ طيب at equilibrium how much is the total revenue and total cost؟ هلا احنا قلنا مش بالضروره عند الايكوليبريم يكون في عندنا this is MC AVC and ATC. ممكن يكون عندنا هاي البريس جاي هيك P صح؟ بساوي MR. It's not necessary انه at equilibrium يكون عندنا break even. قد يكون في عندنا loss قد يكون ب profits or كذا. مظبوط ولا لا؟ طيب السؤال at equilibrium here how much is total revenue, total cost, total profits؟ هذا بدي اياه. تمام؟ اذا at equilibrium هيك at equilibrium at equilibrium quantity how much is total revenue or total profits؟ خلاص total profits. بنقول total profits equals total revenue minus total cost. بمعنى بقول لي عند Q بتساوي 2 how much is total revenue, total cost, total profits؟ total revenue شو بيساوي؟ price times quantity. total revenue equals نعم at equilibrium quantity Q عند كمية التوازن قديش التوتال بروفيتس؟ نعم إذا الجدول مش ممكن خلينا نشوف هيك بالمعادلات. احس بالتوتال ريفينيو وإذا بدنا نحكي عند 2 هيك خلينا نشوف توتال ريفينيو equals the price عندنا قديش؟ 14 times quantity 2 equals 28. هذا total revenue. هيو شفتوا؟ total cost قديش؟ هيو جربوا طالع total profits. total cost equals على الفورميلا فوق بتشتغلي يا اما بتروحي غد تمام وبتقولي total profits minus total cost total revenue minus total cost. How much is the total profits? نقول total profits equals total revenue minus total cost. يعني عندي اثنين هنا هيك at Q equals 2. قديش التوتال ريفينيو حسبنا 28. طيب total cost 66. How much is total profits total revenue minus total cost؟ بيطلع نص. إذا البرايس مظبوط هيك جاي هنا هيك. below ATC قديش how much is ATC with TC؟ sorry ATC yes. How much is ATC؟ at 33 صح؟ ولو الداتا مش موجودة هذه كلها هيك بشتغل على الفورمولاز. شفتوا يعني at equilibrium لو قال لك how much is ATC لو هذا كله مش بديش الجدول هذا كله. أنا ليش جبت الفورمولاز عشان اشتغل عليها. يعني at equilibrium how much is AVC بعيدا عن الجدول هذا. ها بدي امسح الجدول هذا كله. بدي اقول at equilibrium calculate or how much is ATC AVC AFC MC total profits. تمام. طبعا احنا رحنا اشتغلنا هيك MR equals MC وطلعنا the quantity that achieves equilibrium. تمام. How much is total profits؟ بدنا نعوض في معادلة total revenue minus total cost. هاي total cost هاي الفانكشن تبعه. صح؟ طيب بدنا how much is AVC أو ATC؟ How much is ATC؟ calculate ATC. وين الفانكشن هاي؟ هاي TC. ATC شو راح يساوي؟ equals TC over Q. صح؟ Then ATC function equals TC over Q which equals 50 over Q. صح؟ هذا أول واحد. plus 3Q. Q square على Q. And 3Q square over Q plus 2Q over Q. هاي ATC. صح؟ So ATC equals 50 over Q plus 3Q plus 2. هاي الفانكشن بدي اشتغل عليها. At equilibrium Q equals قديش؟ 2. So ATC at equilibrium ATC equals 50 over Q2 اللي هي at equilibrium plus 3 times 2 plus 2. So ATC at equilibrium equals 25 plus 6 plus 2 equals how much? This is ATC. So ATC is bigger than the price. The equilibrium price how much? قديش السعر التوازني؟ 14 والATC أعلى منه. صح؟ هذا هيك 14 وهذا قديش 33. هذا at equilibrium. طب at equilibrium how much is AVC؟ قد يكون السعر كده أعلى تحت كمان. صح؟ طيب how much is AVC؟ بجيبه من وين؟ من الفانكشن تبع TVC. صح؟ إذا at equilibrium how much is AVC؟ إذا هيك at equilibrium how much is TAVC? And what is your advice to this company to keep working or to close down. Huh? How much is AVC? AVC equals TVC over Q. أظن اشتقناها هان واللي هي equals TVC 3Q ثواني TVC إنه قديش ثواني TVC قديش TVC equals 3Q squared plus 2Q AVC 3Q plus 2 صح؟ At equilibrium, at Q equals 2, how much is AVC? AVC equals 3 times 2 plus 2 equals 8. What is your advice in this case? Here we have a loss, an economic loss. But what is your advice? To keep working or to close down? We have to compare price and AVC. We said before that if the price is bigger than AVC, keep working. If the price is less than AVC, close down. If a price equals AVC, here we're talking about the shutdown point. Now, how much is AVC? 8. How much is the price? Equilibrium price? 14. So the price here is bigger than AVC. 14 is bigger than 8. So keep working, although we have a loss. صح؟ طيب